Okay. So, continuing the conversation now. To catch anyone up who don't know what's going on, me and Grandma were talking, and I'm like, this is good material. We need to get this on the podcast. So basically what's happening right now is Grandma is confronting a guy who don't like America, but he lives here, and he wants to complain about how he hates America and how he's going to leave America one day and all this stuff. And he's listening to Grandma's side. So now back to it. Grandma, he said, why? Well, he says, because the American people won't buy my plane ticket. No, what do you say?
Expect somebody else to buy your plane ticket.
And then he says, see, that's why I hate this country. They won't pay for my ticket.
Well, that's too bad.
And he says, how about you pay for my ticket since you want me to leave so bad?
I'm not going to pay for your ticket.
And he says, see, that's what I mean. That's why I hate America. I hate it here. It's stupid. It's stupid. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And what do you say?
Well, your heart is full of hate. That's a bad thing. That's not good to hate so much.
And he looked at you in the eye, and he said, well, don't you think you would be full of hate if you were born in this stupid country?
I was born here.
Yeah, and he said, yeah, and I bet you hate it here.
No, I don't.
And he looks at you, and he says, so you mean to tell me you like America?
Yeah, I do.
And he says, well, why don't you go down there at the border where those Mexicans are suffering?
Well, I don't know.
And he says, exactly. And he looks at you, and he says, I hate this country. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And then he starts choking. And what do you say to him?
Well, I'm sorry you hate so much.
He's still choking. And then what?
I don't know. I don't know what to say.
He's choking, Grandma.
Well, what do I do? I don't know what to do.
So you just watch him choke?
I guess I'd give him the Heimlich maneuver.
Okay, then you give him the Heimlich maneuver. And then he spits it out, what got lodged in his throat. And he said, see, that's why I hate America. It took you that long to give me a Heimlich maneuver. I hate this country. I hate it, hate it, hate it. And then what do you say?
I don't have anything to say.
And then he looked at you and he says, ma'am, I know you're American. I know you got hate somewhere in there. Because if you didn't, I bet you $1,000,000 you don't like what's going on in the office today.
I'd rather not get into that.
Now he looked at you and he said, exactly. Exactly. But I think kids that don't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, they're just trying to be rebellious.
Yeah.
Look at me, I'm the cool kid. I'm sitting while everyone else is standing. But Momo, what would you say to those kids that don't stand for a Pledge of Allegiance?
I'd say be a patriot and stand up. There's nothing wrong with standing up to say the pledge.
And the kid looks at you and he says, I just don't see the point in it. What's the point?
Well, to honor our country.
And then he looks at you and says, but ain't living here honoring it enough?
Oh, I guess.
And then he looks at you and says, so why do I have to stand?
Well, then don't stand. It doesn't matter, I guess.
And then he says, fine, I won't. Now, do you think you told him everything about it, the reason of why you stand and put your hand over your heart? Do you think you gave him the full information on it?
I probably forgot to say something.
Well, you forgot to say a lot of things.
Well, what
Okay.
would you say, James?
I'll show you. So let's switch roles. You're the kid now, and I'm the grown adult. Excuse me, ma'am, are you going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
No, I'm going to sit down.
And he says, why?
Why should I?
And he looks at you, and he says, my great-granddad fought in the war. He was in the cornfields, just with a gun and some water, starving, hadn't had a meal in days, barely making it, malnourished, fought for our country. My great-grandpa died serving this country. Just like a lot of other people. You see that red on that flag? Now imagine that being a big old flag. You know how many blood splatters that's got to take to color that red in? That's a lot of people. And that's a lot of people that died for you to sit here and sit while we are saying the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, that makes sense.
And he looks at you and says, now get your tuchus on your seat and you stand proud.
Okay.
There you go. So, Grandma,
Yeah.
last resort. Our country's being taken over. They pulled the draft. They got everyone serving the country. And the president says, all right, guys, we pulled everybody. We're taking out everybody. That's it. That's it. We got to pull the elderly and the disabled. We got to pull the elderly and disabled. And next thing you know, Grandma, there's a knock on your door. Are you going to answer the door, or are you going to keep it shut?
Well, I'll answer.
And then all you see is 2 U.S. Army soldiers. And they say, here's your gun. Here's your outfit. We need you on the battlefield now. Go, go, go. And what do you say?
Okay, but I'm not going to use the gun.
And he looks at you and he says, ma'am, then what are you going to use? then what are you going to use on the battlefield? And like Grandma, in the peripheral, like you see airplanes maneuvering and shooting, and just a bunch of shooting going on. And he looks at you and he says, then what are you going to use?
I don't know.
And he says, fine then, raise the gun, but go out there. You're fighting for this country now. Go, go, go. And what do you say? What do you
Okay.
So then you're running down the field behind a bunch of people serving the country too that got pulled out of the old folks home and whatnot, and the disabled, whatever it's called. And so they're pulling them out. And so everyone else has a gun but you. You set this up, Grandma. You set this up. So everyone has got a gun but you. And the lieutenant comes on. He says, my name is Lieutenant Sergeant. And I need you to go to the barracks. The barracks right now. Barracks, go, go, go. So what do?
I go to the barracks.
So you go to the barracks. And when you're on the barracks, Grandma, like there's going to be a lot of fire going on, a lot of shooting. But you don't have a gun. So what are you going to do?
I don't know. I guess I won't do anything.
So then Lieutenant Sergeant comes up to you and he says, ma'am, you better get up and you better do some fighting or something. You refused the gun. You chose not to have a gun. And I better see you serve in this country. And what do you say? What do you say, Mimi?
Well, I don't know what to say. I guess I'm not going to do anything.
And he looks at you and he grabs you by the collar of your shirt and he pulls you up to him and he says, do you know what is going on? Our country is being taken over and you are saying you're not going to do anything.
Well, I don't believe in guns.
And then he looks at you and he says, ma'am, this is life or death. We are being taken over. Then what do you say?
Well, I don't know exactly what to do about that.
And he looks at you and he says, ma'am, so there is nothing you can do for us to defend our land.
I guess not.
And then he looks at you and he says, well, ma'am, have you ever thought of, and then he gets cut off right when he's about to tell you what you need to do. And a bullet goes straight through him. And he hits the floor. And you don't know what he was about to say. So, Grandma, he got shot. And the other people got shot too. You're the only one that's still alive in the barracks. So what are you going to do?
I don't know what to do.
Okay, so then the enemies come up and they say, and then you see them looking at you and they got like ski masks on and stuff. What are you going to do to defend yourself?
I'd punch him in the face.
Holy. So you get up from the ground, and when they start grabbing you, you go, poof, 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 and you're knocking them out. But then one of the guys, poof, 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 and you get nicked on the shoulder What is your reaction to that? Do you get angry? You get outraged?
Well, I don't get outraged. I just say you got me in the shoulder.
Okay, so a bullet just grazes over your shoulder, and you're just going to look at the person and say, "Oh, you got me in the shoulder."
Yeah, that's about the size of it.
And then he looks at you and he says, "Are you taunting me? Are you taunting me?" And what do you say?
That's it.
And then he looks at you and says, "I'll show you shoulder. I'll show you shoulder." And then do you duck from the bullets? Do you hide back in the barracks? Or do you just stand there?
I hide back in the barrack.
So you're back in the barracks. And he is angry at you. He is angry at you. And then you see him walking up to your barracks because he saw you with no gun. And he says, "Come on, you want to talk about my shooting? Let's fight right now. Let's fight now." And then what do you say?
I don't want to fight.
And he says, "Oh, you're fighting today. I saw you punch those soldiers just a couple minutes ago. Now come fight me right now."
I don't want to fight.
And then he jumps down in the barracks with you, and he shoves you. He says, "You better do as I say, or I'm going to get more soldiers down here."
Okay.
So then you fight him? So do you fight him?
I guess.
Okay, and then so you're fighting him. You guys are down in the barracks. You're duking it out. You're duking it out like men. Like you're duking it out like men. Like, I mean, you're dirty from your shoulders. Like, you were all in the dirt in the barracks and whatnot. So you're all dirty and you smell sweaty and you're just punching and swinging and like a bunch of manly grunting. Yeah. Is that all you got? Yeah. And you punch him one time in the face and he just gets knocked out. Then what do you say?
Well, I say, he's knocked out.
Then what do you do?
I just walk away and go somewhere else.
So you don't take his gun or anything? You don't take his gun?
I don't know.
Okay, well, you come out of the barracks, and then you see 5 soldiers from the other side, the enemy lines that are taken over. They have guns pointed at you, and they say, "You're coming with us." And what do you say?
Well, I guess I'm going to come with you.
Wow, Grandma. They say, "You mean you ain't going to put up a fight?"
No.
And they say, "Good." And so they say, "Get in the van." Then what do you say?
Okay.
And then they say, "Yes." And then they're flying through the battlefield, and like bullets are being flickered off of the van. Poo, 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 poo. Like you hear the bullets. So what's going through your head right now?
Well, I may get killed.
Oh my! And then the driver looks behind and he says, "You are prisoner now. You are prisoner."
Well, then I'm a prisoner.
And they say, "Yes, you're only allowed to eat bread for the rest of your life. Bread. Nothing else. Bread. And what do you say?
Well, so be it.
And they say, we know you like shrimp and asparagus, but there's none of that in the prison. What do you say to that?
So be it.
So then you get to the prison, and the prison is like, it's like a rusty, beat down chicken coop. But there's no chickens. And they manage to form like cells, like from the rusted metal and stuff. And he opens up the door, and he looks at you and says, get in!
Okay.
And they say, wow, she's not a fighter at all. And they slam the cell door shut, and they just laugh. What's going through your head?
Well, go ahead and laugh.
And then one of them looks at you, and he just points and laughs at you and just, you're not tough, ha ha ha, you're not tough. And what do you say?
No, I'm not.
There you go. So let's say, so day one, you slept in your cell. There's no bed, there's nothing there. Like there's nothing there. Just a rusted, beat down toilet. There's no bed, nothing.
Well, I guess I have to sleep on the concrete floor.
And then, when you finally go to sleep, there's a rude awakening. They're waking everyone up at 6 a.m. And they say, breakfast, breakfast, wake up, wake up. And then, so you wake up and you see them toss you a those styrofoam meal things, where they, to-go boxes. Yeah, they throw it in there, and you open it, and it's just one slice of bread.
Oh.
Are you going to eat that one slice of bread right then and there, or are you going to save it? Are you going to eat a little bit of it and save it?
I'll eat it.
You'll eat the whole thing?
I'm hungry.
Okay, so you ate it all. But Grandma, that's all you're getting is just that slice of bread for breakfast.
Yeah, but that was breakfast.
Yeah, that's breakfast.
Now I'm to wait for lunch.
And then, so what are you going to do in the meantime while you're waiting for lunch?
I'll just sit there and read.
What, did you have a book in your pocket?
Yeah, I think I did.
What book?
Pause from Heaven. I've been reading that book for a while now. It's about how God uses animals in our lives.
Okay, and then one of the fellow prisoners look at you and they say, "What you reading there?"
Pause from Heaven.
He says, "That's a pretty interesting sounding book."
Yeah, it is.
He says, "How about you hand it over here? I'm bored." Then what do you say?
Okay, when I'm done with it, I will hand it over to you.
And he looks at you and he says, "I don't think you heard me. I said hand it over."
Okay.
And he said, "Yeah." And he puts his hand through your cell and he says, "Give it."
Okay.
And he said, "Yeah, this is my book now." Ha. And what do you say?
Okay.
And then what do you do since he took your book?
Then I guess I just won't do anything except pray. I will pray for him, and I'll pray for the people that are keeping me. And I'll pray to Jesus to help me deliver me from this place that I'm in.
See, now the story's getting good. So Grandma's praying in her spare time, and she sees one of the guards come in, and he says, "Hey, ma'am, I know you don't know me, but here, I snuck you 3 more slices of bread."
Well, thank you so much.
And he says, "Don't worry about it. I just felt like doing something good. Being a part of..."
God answered my prayer.
And he looks at you and he says, "What do you mean?"
Because God used you and answered my prayer.
And he looks at you and he says, "What is this thing called prayer?"
When I pray to the Lord God, the Father, in the name of Jesus, He answers my prayers.
And he says, "Well, what else are you going to pray for?"
I'm going to pray for the guy that took my book and for everybody that runs this place.
And he
Pray
said,
that God will give them a repentant heart.
and he said, "But ma'am, if you receive, stuff from the prayer, why don't you just pray your way out of here?"
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
And then you overhear one of the guards say, "Did I hear a prayer? Did I hear a prayer?" And you see a bunch of guards coming your way. And he says, "Oh, this must be very illegal in our prison cell." And so the prisoners said, "Who's in here praying? Who's in here praying?"
Me?
"Oh, you're going to tell on yourself?" And he looks at you and he says, "You're not allowed to pray in here. You're not allowed to pray in here."
Well, then I'll pray silently,
And
they won't know it.
And he looks at you and he says, "You're not even allowed to pray in silence, because that can be used as a weapon. You stop right now."
But see, I'm not going to say anything about that.
Oh.
I'm just going to pray in silence so that they don't even know that I'm praying.
Okay. Then a couple hours go by and they say, "Dinner, dinner." And they see you and they say, "Yeah, I got special one for you." And they give you the styrofoam and they throw it at you and you open it and it's only a half piece of bread.
Well, that's what I get then. A half a piece of bread.
And then what do you do after you eat that piece of bread?
I say, I first say, "Thank you, Jesus, for this food. Bless it and nourish it to my body. And thank you for it, Lord." And do you know, He multiplies the bread.
So then you have like a buffet of bread. You have a buffet of bread in your cell. And one of the guards are doing checks. And he sees all this bread in your cell. And he says, "We got a problem. We got a problem." And so all the guards start coming and they go to your cell. And one of the guys says, "You were in here praying, weren't you?"
I'm not going to say anything.
You're just going to sit there and eat the bread?
Yeah.
And so he looks at you and he looks you in the eye and he says, "You prayed. You got all this bread. You prayed." And what do you say?
Well, that's what God does.
And he looks at you and he says, "I told you you cannot pray in here. But you're not listening."
But see, God is almighty, and he has overcome the world.
And he says, "But you cannot use prayer. It cheats the system.
What's this?
The prison system."
Well, then, I don't know what to tell you.
And he says, "If you don't stop praying, then we won't give you food no more." And what do you say?
Well, I'm not going to say anything.
And he says, "Good. I'm glad we understand each other." And then he gets all the guards to take all the bread that you got. And he says, "We be taking this." And then what do you do once they got all the bread out?
Well, then I pray in silence.
What will you be praying about?
I pray for those people, that God would give them a repentant heart.
Then the next day goes by, and it's early in the morning, and they say, "Breakfast, breakfast," and they just skip your cell. Then what?
Well, then they'll skip myself.
Then what do you do though?
I pray some more.
What would you pray about?
The people and how they need a repentant heart, and that God would give them a caring heart for me. But that sounds awfully selfish, though.
Not in your predicament.
I guess.
And then, like, when they open your cell and they say you're not getting anything to eat, and they close it, the cell doesn't close all the way. Are you gonna go out it? Or are you gonna shut it?
Yeah, but if I go out it, they'll catch me. So why should I even go out of it?
So what are you gonna do then?
I'll just sit there and pray. Pray that God delivers me.
What?
In the name of Jesus.
There you go. And then you see as you're praying, the door keeps opening. And it just keeps opening.
Well,
Are you going to go out it?
I'd walk out. I don't know. They're just going to catch me again.
So you're going to walk out, or you're going to stay in your cell?
I'll walk out.
Okay, so you walk out. And what's your plan?
My plan is to walk away from the prison.
So you're going to escape.
I'll try.
Okay, so let's say you're walking down the hallway, and so far no one's messed with you. And then you see one of the prisoners see you, and they say, "Hey, let me out." And what do you say? Are you going to ignore them and keep walking?
No, I'd help them get out too.
But the cell is locked.
Oh, well, then I can't do anything
You
unless
can't.
God opens it up.
And he says, "Come on, how'd you get out of your cell?"
I don't know. The door was left open.
And he says, "You're not telling me the whole thing."
Yeah, that's it.
He says, "These guards don't leave the doors open. You did something and you're not telling me." And then what do you say?
That's it. That's the truth.
And he says, "I don't believe you. I'm telling." And he yells for the guards. And what do you do?
Well, I don't know what to do. I guess I won't do anything.
So you would just let the guards find you?
I'd hide.
Okay. And so you hide, and the guards ask the guy, "Where'd she go?" And he says, "I don't know where she went, but she's out there. She's not in her cell." And so the guards are on patrol now. They're looking for you. So what's the plan from here?
I'm going to stay in hiding.
Okay, so you're still hiding, and they haven't found you yet. And let's say 24 hours have passed, and they still haven't found you. They don't know where you're at. But the security is still very heavy. Are you going to stay hiding, or are you going to try to escape? Now remember, it's been 24 hours. You haven't ate or anything.
Gee, James, you got me in a predicament. I don't know what to do.
Well, I can think of all kind of things you can do, but I got to leave it up to you. So let's say your stomach is rumbling and stuff, and you haven't ate or nothing. So what are you going to do?
Well, I'll just keep hiding until I see that there's no guards, and then I'll try to get out of there.
But the thing is it's on heavy duty now. So there's always guards now until you're found.
Oh, well then I'll stay in hiding.
Okay, so you're still in hiding. You missed breakfast and you missed lunch. You're starving. And they're still looking for you. What's the plan now?
Well, I start praying and ask the Lord Jesus to help me to get out of here.
And then, out of nowhere, there's a hole that's forming above you, and there's a ladder dropping down. Are you going to climb that ladder to get out of the building?
Yeah.
Okay, so you climb that ladder and you start climbing it and you're on top of the building. So now what do?
I get to the edge and jump.
So you get to the edge and it's a pretty good drop, but you jump off anyway. And then as you jump, you feel like a pool tug you to where you're floating down instead of falling. And then what do you... Huh?
The angel caught me.
There you go.
God's angel caught me.
There you go. So then what do you do when you hit ground?
I run.
Okay, so you're running, and then out of nowhere you hear, "Hey, we found her! We found her!" And then you have all the guards starting to leave the building to go get you. What's going through your head right now?
Well, I'm praying that Jesus would help me get out of here.
And then out of nowhere, one of the guards end up getting close to you, but then just out of nowhere, you just start vanishing from their eyes. And they say, "Where did she go? Where did she go?" But you're still there. They just can't see you. So then what do?
Oh. I don't know. I guess I'd make my way out of there.
You would?
Somehow.
So you would just keep walking?
Yeah.
My grandma's the coolest. And that's how my grandma escaped being a prisoner. Oh, my grandma's the coolest. Hoi there, hoi there, hoi there, hoi there, hoi there, hoi there. Grandma, what's your point of view?
My point of view
Yeah.
of what?
Your point of view on my grandma being the coolest.
Oh, I don't have a point of view on that.
You don't?
I let you say it because the Bible says don't boast of yourself. Let somebody else out of their mouth boast for you, not out of your mouth.
Why not?
No.
Have you thought about it?
No.
Grandma, what would be your favorite thing about, if you were in New Orleans, what would be your favorite thing about it?
I don't know. I've never been to New Orleans.
I know, but what would be your favorite thing about it, though, if you were to visit?
I'd like to eat their food,
Oh, there you go.
like seafood, a seafood dish or whatever.
Yeah, you know, we had that when we went to go visit Carlos and Kelly. When
Oh,
we went to
you did?
Louisiana. Yeah. Like with crawfish, mushrooms, and all that stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it pretty good?
Yeah, I like the mushrooms. That was my favorite part of it. Because the
Oh.
mushrooms were soaking in this the juices and stuff, and like they soaked them up really good.
Oh.
Like it was so good eating them out of the fridge. Because, like, when we came back to Georgia, they gave us a big bag full of it.
Oh,
So we had
really?
all this food. Yeah. And, like, I remember I would sneak out of my room at night, and I would just eat some of the cold mushrooms because, like, the coldness helped the mushrooms, like, suck in all that flavor it was absorbing. It was so good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, what they did though is they had like a shed or something outside or some big old barn or something outside, and they had a big old pot, and they had all this stuff in it, like corn, crawfish, a bunch of stuff. But it's come to find out it's a common type meal in Louisiana.
Like a seafood boil?
Yeah, it's something like that. It was like crawfish. Well, it was mainly crawfish, mushrooms, corn, and some other stuff. But it was good.
Oh.
But yeah, thinking about recently and whatnot. I'm starting to figure out that when you think negative, you're only going to get negative output from it.
That's
Because
right.
when I went over to my parents, like I'm thinking, oh man, there's going to be an argument, there's going to be something going on. They're going to say something bad to me, and it's just going to trigger me off because I'm already in an episode. But I'm like, I'm a man of my word. I don't even know why I'm doing this. But believe it or not, my visit today, it wasn't bad at all.
Good.
Mom didn't tell me anything about what I was wearing, because that's one thing I hate. When she's constantly critiquing what I'm wearing, I can't stand that. She didn't say anything about it. I can't stand when, Dad does the same thing. Why are you wearing long sleeve shirts in this hot weather? And I tell him I'm covering my tattoos, and he's like, I don't care. If I had all them tattoos, I would be showing them off. Dad didn't say anything like that. And it's like,
good.
no one, and believe it or not, I didn't even have reclusive tendencies when I was over there, which was a shocker.
Really?
I didn't have reclusive tendencies at all. Because usually when I'm over there, I leave on time, but I actually left a little late. I left at like 9:20.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I usually leave on time because I'm so reclusive. Because I just get these reclusive tendencies. But no one argued with me. No one did nothing. Of course, when Mom was asking me questions, I was short to the point because I know as soon as I start talking about my mental health, that's when the arguments start. So I just didn't even bring up anything on it.
Good. That's good, James. That was smart.
Yep. Yeah, they left me alone. They didn't critique my clothes. Nothing. Because I can't stand when they do that. But and then even I think my dad was just trying to relate to me a little. See, Dad just has problem vocalizing that, but I'm waiting for him to come around because he really needs to get out of that. He really needs to get out of that because I don't want him to wait on me to do something. I've already done a lot, but I think he put on the Ink Master show, to get tattoos in the mist and whatnot. Maybe next time I go up there, maybe I'll tell Dad, hey, you want to get a tattoo together or something?
Oh.
Because I think that's what he's wanting to do. Because I remember when I was like 18, Dad was like, he said, son, when you get, I'll buy you a tattoo. We'll get you your first tattoo. But he said, but I don't want it to be nothing demonic or anything of that nature. I'm not going to buy that. And I just said, okay. And I just said, no, I didn't want a tattoo. Because, at that time I was wearing the black clothes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which is probably good that, that Dad said that, because if he said, I'll buy the demonic stuff, I probably would have got it, and then I would have ended up regretting it.
Yeah, you would have regretted it.
Just like Dad regrets that Reaper tattoo we have.
Oh, he does?
Oh, yeah. Dad hates that thing. Dad hates that tattoo. I don't know. If Dad don't make a move soon, I'll make a move. It's just, man, I'm tired of making the emotional moves. Like, I can tell Dad wants to talk to me.
Well, good.
But he's not. Because, see, when Dad started to nitpick my clothes, what I did was I just ignored him. I just noised him out because I got tired of him trying to critique my clothes and stuff. So I just noised him out and just kept doing what I was doing on the computer. And then eventually he just left me alone because I wasn't even paying attention. Because of what I learned, that's what you have to do when someone's being immature. You just noise them out and ignore them. And eventually they stop.
Yeah.
But today, Dad was like, hey, son, how's it going? Or what are you doing here? But he didn't say, what are you doing here? Like, it was more like, hey, what are you up to or whatnot? And I just did nothing.
Oh, good.
I just sat down. I was keeping my answer short to the point with him, too, because really, I'm not supposed to be there when I'm having my episode. And I didn't want to bring that up to my mom, because Mom comes in and she says, James, why didn't you let me know you were here? You could have at least knocked on the door. Like, Mom's already starting it. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But I didn't even, because usually I would say, why should I have to knock on your door to let you know I'm here when I text you? But I didn't. I didn't say that. Because I told Mom I was going to be there tomorrow. She said, I didn't even know you were coming by today. She knows I was coming. She knows I was coming. I texted her. I texted her a couple days before.
You said she hasn't been getting her text.
No, she responded to it.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. But yeah, so once I got Mom, let her say all that, why didn't you knock on the door to let me know you were here? And I just said, because I didn't feel like that was necessary. Just keeping it short. And she sat down and just started asking me, so how is everything? I said, good. She goes, how's your job going? Good. Are you still going to Planet Fitness? I said, no. She said, what are you doing to work out? I said, I'm working out at home and walking downtown. She was like, okay. And Mom already knows that I put that Wayfair stuff off the question now. But Mom's not questioning my job no more, because I used to hate when she would do that. I would hate when she would do that. I'd say, James, you need to find a better job. James, you need to find a better job. Better job, better job, better job, better job. I would get tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
But they're not saying anything anymore. And I don't know if it was because I was being so short to the point. Because I know when I get more detailed, that's when arguments start. Because me and my family, period, we do not think alike. I am the complete opposite of everyone in that household. We do not think alike. But yeah, Dad was like, when I was sitting on the couch, Dad was sitting there. He was laying down at first, but he sat up. I think he was waiting for me to initiate conversation, but I didn't know what to say, because I was just in there trying to play cool, because I'm in an episode right now. Just trying to play it off. But I didn't have reclusive tendencies, believe it or not.
Well, that's good.
I just sat down and I stood my ground and was short to the point, everything, and pretty much I just became comfortable. It was like, wow, I'm not being judged for once for my outfit and stuff. Because I would hate that. You don't know how many times I would hate that. I hate hearing, you're really going out like that. You're really going out. I hate hearing that. Which it kind of makes me think, I wonder if my parents listen to the podcast.
Oh, maybe they have. I don't know.
I always have a theory, like if they hear the podcast and some of the stuff I say, they'll probably want to argue or whatnot, or maybe they wouldn't, because maybe they'll say, wow, he's right, blah, blah. Like, but I highly doubt they would say that. Because anytime we've argued about that stuff out in the past, like, all it does is just create a fire. That's probably why my mom don't want to listen to my writings, because she probably knows I'm writing about them. Because I know when my ex, I remember that was one of the main arguments. She would say, "Stop writing songs about me."
Oh.
And when she would say, "Stop writing songs about me," what do you think I would do? I'd write more songs about her.
Oh.
I said, "I'm going to keep writing songs about you because I'm good at my words." Like I said, I write my emotions better than I speak them.
Yep.
My grandma went to America. But yeah, it was a peaceful visit.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had a good visit.
Yep. No one questioned what I was wearing or nothing. So maybe my parents are coming around. Even Mama brought up, James, maybe you should be a tattoo canvas or ink masters. So it's like they're starting to embrace what I like doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're embracing what I like doing. And one of my friends, she said that her parents eventually came around with her tattoos and, her piercings and all that stuff. Like eventually her parents came around. And because you're standing your ground, like saying, I don't care what you think about me, I'm still going to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
'Cause I like doing this. But I will tell you this, my grandma is an American person.
Yeah.
How American are you?
All American.
My grandma, what's it like to be all American?
It's good.
Grandma, would you rather be all American or all Australian?
All American. Been just 25 after 3, honey.
Okay, what do you want to advertise?
Dunkin' Coffee.
Dunkin' Coffee?
Coffee.
Oh. All right.
I get a large mocha iced coffee, decaf,
There you go.
Splenda, and some cream.
There you go.
And it's for $1.21.
There you go. Can't beat that, guys. Go get it.
That's between 1 o'clock in the afternoon and 6 o'clock in the evening.
There you go. You can't beat that.
That's right.
And I want to advertise my grandma being the coolest person in the world, because it's true.
Oh.
We're going to let grandma get some sleep because she's tired. And
Okay.
we are out. We are off the air.
Good night.
Good night.